Why would anyone show long and ugly URLs in an email when you can just hide it behind a word? Well, I do that every day, and there's a good reason for it. But first, I'm going to show you how my links looks in an email. Looks like this. Here I'm promoting one of my own products, and you can see here Whoopty.com and then /inc/ and a long row of random numbers. And that's because my email autoresponder tracks those numbers. So if I click this, it will be tracked, and my email program will know that I clicked this link. But why do I show it? Why don't I just hide it under a click here to learn more, for example? Because I write in clean text, and it has several advantages. When you have clean text, you cannot make any formatting. You cannot format as bold or underlined or italic or anything. It's just like this, clean text, like the text says. And very few email autoresponders can do it because people don't want it. Why don't people want it? There are several disadvantages of using clean text. One is you don't know who opened your email. In fact, you don't know anyway. But okay, let's just say that you think you know. Because if people open your email and show a hidden pixel image somewhere, then you'll know they've opened. That's a trick that people use when they want to know who has opened. The email autoresponders will place an image inside the email. It will be so tiny that it's invisible. It will be a 1 pixel times 1 pixel big image. You can't see it. So if you look at my image down in the corner, it may be, 50 times 50 or something like that. A 1 pixel times 1 pixel, you won't notice. And that's the whole trick about checking who opens your email. Because once you open your email and that pixel fires, then the autoresponder will say, okay, this person opened because he saw this image, thus he opened the email. He cannot open the email without showing the image. Except he can, because you can open any email and not show images. And let me show you my email program here. Oops. This was my own emails. So hang on a second. I'm going to break this for a short pause and then open another email. So I'm back and I've opened this email. I have no idea what it is. Yeah, it's some Google Trends. And you can see this gray box up here, and that's actually an image that I don't show, but it shows the placeholder for that image. So Google Trends will not know that I have opened this because I'm not showing emails. My email program can do this. If you check over here, I can download images for this current message, or I can choose not to. And if I don't open images, nobody will know that I have read this email ever. That's the only way they can track this for now. Maybe in the future there will be other ways, but for now that's the only way they can know, by placing this invisible 1 pixel big image. And it gets worse, because Apple made it impossible to show. They refused to let anyone know if their users had opened an email. It gets worse than that. I remember once I sent an email out and 70% of my subscribers read that email within the first minute after I've sent it out. I say, wow, I got a winner here. This is awesome. And then I checked who had opened, and I saw a pattern. Everybody had gmail.com in their email address, and even my night elf, who is subscribed to be a test character for me, she had opened, and I knew I had not been inside her account to open that email. So all that was fake. Everybody who had opened that email, that was fake. It was just Google who checked the email I sent to them. And yeah, you cannot rely on open rates. I know some people say that you can get an idea if you have 30% one day and 10% the next day, then perhaps your subject line was wrong. Maybe, or something else. No idea. Back in 2000, you could trust it, but you can't trust it today. So, who cares about open rates? I don't. And I send text emails, and I can't track the open rate. So the advantage is that I can do other things with it. So if people open my email, it doesn't matter if they are on a computer, a PC, or on a Mac, or on a tablet, or a phone. The text will adapt. It will look natural whether you are on a big screen or you are on a small screen. I don't have to do anything about it. I don't have to use this fake rule I learned back in 2005 or something like that, where you had to make a line break after every 70 characters, for example, to make your email look visible no matter what surface you looked it on. But you don't have to do that anymore if you have clean text, and that's one of the many reasons why I use it. Another reason is, and that goes back to the question I got, why do I have those ugly links? So let me go back to my ugly link. We have my emails down here, so we have this ugly link here, and it's true, it doesn't look great, and it's very long. The original link I sent wasn't that long. It was maybe, 10 characters long or something like that. But this is the only thing I track when I send out an email. It's whether people click my link or they don't. And that gets tracked through that link here. Everybody who gets this email from me would get a unique link here. So when I go in and track my statistics, I can tell that me, for example, had clicked this link, my night elf might have clicked this link, and some of my subscribers have clicked it. And even there I'm not safe, I know, because there are some fake clickers. I don't even remember what they're called, but some email providers might click the link to check if it's safe, because this could be phishing, it could be something dangerous for that computer. It could be one of those sites where if you click a link, then suddenly you're in danger of losing everything on your computer if you don't pay a huge amount of bitcoins to somebody out there. So they will click the link. There are ways to detect that too, with a honeypot, as it's called. But I don't use that. But I have seen fake clicks too. And sometimes I see that my subscribers will make a fake click and then will make a real click afterwards. And I can tell the difference because my email autoresponder program can check the difference, but most programs can't. If you use Aweber or Kit or any of the commonly used ones, they won't know the difference. And that's another thing. They won't be able to send clean text either. Okay, Aweber can. And it's the only one I know of who can do it. Because all the others say they send clean text, but it's reality, it's HTML. And I can show you the difference. So here is an email from a marketer that I'm subscribed to. And my email program shows something that most email programs don't. It shows the HTML version and the text version. So when you have two tabs like this at the bottom, you'll know that this is an HTML version. Even though it's white, there are no pictures here. Okay, there is a headline here. That should already tell you that it's not clean text. But otherwise, this looks like clean text. It isn't. It's HTML, and my program shows it directly down here. If you want to look at the text version, it's very different in this case, which is interesting. Normally, an autoresponder will just give you the same version in text format, but here it has added a lot of long links. But that's how you can tell if you have the right program to read your emails, if it's HTML or text. Another way, if you have, I don't know, Outlook, something like that, then you can tell if there are bolded text, italic text, like here, a headline. You can't make a headline in clean text. Clean text looks like this. Let me go back to my emails. This is clean text. No bold, no italics, no headlines, no nonsense. And you can't hide the link. If you want to track if somebody opens your link or not, you have to have this long and ugly link. So there are disadvantages to that. Like I said, the disadvantage is that you cannot use bolded text, or you cannot use images. You cannot know who opened. Even you cannot know anyway, so who cares? But yes, there are different disadvantages. You cannot add an image to this email because it's clean text. Text is only text. But there are so many advantages. You get better deliverability rates because even though this is an ugly link, people can see it. I remember from when I wrote on eSign articles, we had the right to add a link or two in our bio box at the bottom. And I tried 2 ways to do that. I had one that was hidden behind an anchor text, like click here to get your free book about something. And then I had click here and then a link where people could read where they were going, like this one. https://whoopticom inc blah blah blah. You could see the link, and every single time, people chose the visible link because I could track which link they clicked on. They didn't click on the hidden link. They didn't click on click here. They clicked on the link they could see, so they knew they were going somewhere safe. And that's also deliverability-wise, it's an advantage because when the receiver can see it, then the big ones like Google and all the other ones, I don't know, Outlook, whatever, who checks the emails, they can see it too. They know exactly where they are sending their users. So the deliverability is much better from clean text. That's one advantage. Another advantage is that if I read this on my phone, for example, then those lines here, instead of perhaps being, I don't know, 90 characters long, they will be 70 characters long. They will fit exactly on my phone screen because it's clean text. There are no fixed line length of this. It's just clean text. So everyone will see this in the exact same way. Nobody will need to have special fonts installed or anything. And it just looks good no matter what their medium is. So that's another advantage. Now the problem is that if you think, okay, this might be a good idea, I want to do that too, then you have only two options. You can use my self-hosted autoresponder, which leaves you in full control, and you can go in and change things, you can do everything. But yes, you need a domain to host it. You don't even need to install it because the creator of this tool can do it for you. But yes, there are disadvantages. You also need to keep it updated yourself, which means uploading some files. To me, that's nothing. I've done it since 1997, but to you, it means maybe something. So if that's the case, there is one other option. As far as I know, I haven't found anything else, and that's to use Aweber. With Aweber, you can choose to send as HTML and text, or text only. And I have seen no other autoresponder who can do that so far. If you know of one, please let me know. Some will say that Berserker Mail does it. No, they don't. They don't allow you to send images, but the emails they send out is HTML. It's white with black text, but it's still HTML. So I'll leave the links in the description to Nuevo Mailer and to Aweber if you're interested in writing the emails the same crazy way as I do and get 99.9% deliverability or something like that. Most of the time I have 100% effect. But if that's something that interests you and then you would go for it, then I'll leave the link in the description. I will leave the links in the description and you can go for it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And if you like this, let me know also. And what do they say? Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel.